Hey guys, welcome to video number 2. I'm excited for this video. This is going to be an amazing video for a number of reasons because it's something I really wanted to talk about. I talk about it all the time with a lot of people that I know in my life, and a lot of people talk about it with me. And ever since I was a young age, I was taught this one saying, we've all heard it: tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Okay, and real quick, before I jump into this, if you haven't seen my first video, I'll leave a link in the description. Check it out. Let me know. I love constructive criticism. I can work on anything that you guys tell me that I need work on. Please let me know in the comments below. I will take care of anything that needs to improve. Second, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Now, this video is really important because I believe your environment shapes who you are today and tells you where you're going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Let me explain. That quote I just quoted earlier, came from every teacher I've had. Tell me who you are, and I'll tell you who your friend. Wait, tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Sorry about that. That's so powerful. Now, let's think about that for a moment. Personally, I had people that I was hanging around with when I was a little bit younger. All they did was smoke weed and drink alcohol, and I only hung around with them. I only wanted to do what they did. It's not because I thought it was cool. It was because that's what was surrounding me, and that's the environment I put myself in. Nobody will ever put you in an environment that you don't want to be in. Now, that's not 110% true all the time, but majority of the time it is true. You have the ability to put yourself in an environment where you can thrive and succeed. Okay, you have to know what you're good at and what you're not good at. That's going to be in another video, but it's very important that you understand that in your environment, if you hang around with people who want to get straight A's in school and you have 5 of them and that's all you hang around with, what do you think you're going to do? So it's common sense. It's things that people don't see nowadays because they're so surrounded by what society's trying to confine them to, and I will talk about that also in another video. Don't let, just because XYZ said, hey, you have to do this, this, and this, don't let that be your only choice. You create your surroundings. You create your environment. You know, like this quote says, we make the world we live in and shape our own environment. Okay, we all perceive different realities in life. And if you perceive a different reality than what, John Doe does, John Doe is going to approach things and put himself in a different environment than what you do. Okay, so don't think that just because someone makes $100,000 and that's your goal, you're going to do what they're doing. No, you're going to put yourself in an environment where you can try to make that same kind of output that that individual did in your own environment and succeed and thrive in your perspective. Now, I'm going to give you another personal example. Once I got out of, I used to hang around with people who only did, substances like alcohol and tobacco and, weed and stuff like that. And that's all they wanted to do. And then when I realized that, hey, I keep relapsing, I just keep wanting to do the same thing and I'm not getting better in life. I'm not improving. I'm not learning new things. I'm not adapting to my environment, which I'm putting myself into, because the environment I'm putting myself into, it's not adaptable. It's just stationary. My environment has to change. Like, great example, technology changes your environment. If you adapt with technology, you're going to be able to understand what people do on a daily basis, because technology is in every, category. I'll talk about that also in another video. But just know that who you are is because your environment. If your parents are religious, you're going to be religious. If your parents don't believe in God, you're not going to believe in God. If you don't care about XYZ, it's because who you are with, they don't care about X, Y, and Z. A great thing, a couple of characteristics of who I am. I love to talk. My people who in my family, they love to talk. People in my family like to learn new things. I like to learn new things. People in my family like to try new things. I like to try new things. It's a reflection of who my family is. And let me tell you something. This is going to go into a relationship video, but I want to tell you something. I'm not saying that because he or she comes from this family, they're a bad person. No. I dated a girl who came from a really bad family, and she wasn't a bad person, and she didn't do bad things. Her actions spoke for itself. Okay, she was getting attention from guys and so on and so forth. And you guys can kind of use your imagination what I'm talking about right now, who I was with, and what kind of reflection she rubbed off on me. And I'm going to tell you a crazy story about my ex. I think you guys need to hear it, especially if you're going through a rough time in relationships. You guys will hear that video, trust me. Now, back again with your environment, my brother's a sociologist. I'm not saying I know everything, but he has a PhD in sociology, and he's telling me, hey, if I stick this person in a group full of nerds, or I'm sorry, not nerds, people who are intellectual in my opinion, but nerds seem to thrive. But if you stick an individual with very successful people, very intellectual people, very, understanding people, people are open minded, what do you think that individual is going to reflect? What do you think that individual is going to have in his mindset after X amount of time? So if I stick a person with gangs and shootings and drugs and violence and sex, they're going to be that reflection. Okay. And I know for a fact, of course, yeah, there's people who grow up in the hoods, right? There's people who grow up with really bad environments, but it's your choice. It is your choice at the end of the day to stay in that environment. It's going to be hard. Nothing in life, like I said before, is going to be easy, but it's your choice to take yourself out and do better for yourself, because you know what? Mommy and daddy are not going to be there for the rest of their lives taking care of you. You got to mature and you got to change. You got to adapt to your environment in order to survive. Okay, so why does it shape you? Your environment shapes you because, again, it's what you're surrounded by. It's who influences your actions. You control what you do in your reality, but yet, why do you do that action? Why do you smoke cigarettes? Maybe your parents smoke cigarettes. Maybe it was your friends that smoked cigarettes. Maybe it was your aunt and uncle that smoked cigarettes. Maybe it was your older brother or sister that smoked cigarettes. It could be any kind of entity that you're trying to reflect. Maybe it's that rap videos that you watch that smoke cigarettes. Maybe it's that country singer that smokes cigarettes. It could be anything that you see on a daily basis that you're feeding your mind. Your mind is a muscle. You have to exercise your mind. And it's key. It's very key. And again, I'm not perfect. I have been in really bad situations. I have been really bad situations. I'm not saying I've been in the worst, and I'm not saying I'll ever be in the worst, and I don't want to be in the worst because I learned my lesson pretty quick. But if you're out there and you're struggling, just know, look around you, look at who's doing what, and look at what you're doing. Maybe it's something that you're reflecting off there because you're seeing that reflection. Now, again, in school, they always tell you, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. That's so true. If you think about it, it's so true. I know it's such a simple idea, but it's so powerful because, again, environment is everything. Environment is the key to your future. Just know that if you're surrounded by business people, you want to do business yourself, you're going to want to have your own business. I want to have my own business because my uncle owns a successful company. My grandparents own their own sewing business. I've been influenced from business from day one since I was born. I didn't even realize it, It's crazy. It's going to happen to you guys. You're not going to realize it till you're older. And you're going to think back like, whoa, it's because XYZ was doing that, so I was doing that. Wow. It's going to hit you one day. Trust me. Mark my words on that. One thing that I want to tell you is that a lot of, reason why we carry out certain characteristics and functionality and why we can do things when we can't do things is because in our environment, no matter which environment, money controls your output. Okay. So if you're, trying to survive, you have a family, you have kids, and you need to make money, you're going to put yourself in an environment where you can make money. And money is in any environment. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's there. Okay. It's going to control your environment. You just got to adapt to your environment. We can't control money. It's everywhere. It's the reason why you get up. It's the reason why you go to sleep. It's the reason why, mommy and daddy work so much just to put food on the table. It's because money is controlling their environment and they don't have a say so in what they can do and what they cannot do. So just know that, hey, if my environment is changing my lifestyle, Whether it be good or bad, just know that there's a reason. You have a reflection of who does what. We're pushed by everyday society to go to school, go to high school, go to college, then work, pay back your loan. Then after your loan, you're going to end up making 30, 40 grand. Then after that 30, 40 grand, you're going to end up, trying to work your way up a, corporate ladder. And then after the corporate ladder, you're going to try to do that. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but that's what society pushes. That's the environment. Okay. Do I agree with that? Hell no. Absolutely not. Screw that. I'm different. Okay. We're all different. We just don't know it because society confines us. It's true. Like it or not. This video is running a little long. I didn't mean to make it that long. My recommendations for your environment, just know. Put yourself with what you will be in 10, 20, 30 years from now. It will serve you so well. Just listen to this one advice. If you've never listened to any advice before, take this one. Just try it. You only got one life to live. How do you want to live it? You want to live it like shit? Or do you want to live it like a king or a queen? This will get you to that living. Okay, so I want to thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for listening to me. Please let me know how I did in the comments below. Let me know if there's any other topics that you want me to talk about. Also, I have a whole list of them. If you want me to add to it, I'll add to it. Take away, take down a video, whatever you guys need me to do. Please, likes, comments, subscribe, rate, whatever, the whole 9 yards for YouTube. Please let me know how I did. I really, really, really want to motivate someone. Let me know.